Doing the introduction now. We've got a beautiful group of people here in the forest with us in Kokore at the Eden Pranic Center. And we're just going to do an introduction today to the entire festival with our host, Nicolas, who is welcoming us to this land. More volume for the people who are here. Yes. How about now? Better? Yeah, okay, I'll hold the microphone close. And for those of you online, welcome as well. We've got people from countries from all over the world who are here in presence and also online. Welcome to the World Pranic Festival, the 7th one. And I just want to introduce Nicolas, who's going to give you an introduction to the festival. Nicolas is somebody that I have done pranic journeys with, and he's a wealth of knowledge and information and encouragement for those of you who are here to learn more. Please welcome Nicolas to do an introduction for us to the festival.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Morgan, for the intro for me. Thank you. So welcome, everyone, to this 7th edition of the Pranic World Festival. I need to speak slowly because we have translators online doing an incredible job. They're going to be translation in Spanish, Russian, French, Italian, English also. So here we are, the month of August. Okay, so this is the first introduction. I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful for you to see you all here. It's an amazing vision I have from my chair to see all of you and imagining 50, 100 people also online listening. So more people are going to come. Speakers are in presence are going to join. We're going to have 12 days of pranic living, but I remind everyone this is not a process, it's the moment to take information. This is why I'm going to share my information now. And all the speakers will share their own information. So it's for you, the moment to receive a lot of information. But remember, you need to keep your pranic level. Your pranic level 1, pranic level 2, pranic level 3. We have food available, so don't enter the process here. I will remind you this all during the process, the festival. So, when I started my journey 10 years ago, it was in 2012, there was no festival. If in that period a festival would have been available, I would have been the first one to sign up. Yes, I want to go there. I want to meet Breatharians. I want to know about the topic. I want to share with friends. I needed information. So 10 years ago, there was information online. So there were some books available. There were some videos already. There were some Breatharian sharing, so there was information, but not as a festival. So this is the reason why we created this festival 7 years ago. Because I said so many people are going to be interested in this topic. So let's create a festival. This is why we created the first festival in 2016 in this place. Do you like it here? Yeah. So this is a family place from my mother. She's Italian, so she's from this region. So the nourishment on the level of the nature is amazing here. The view that you have, the open view, because we are on a kind of hill 500 meters up. I'm saying this for all the ones that are online that they don't see. And so there's everything here. We have the mountains, we have the woods, we have the hills, we have the seaside is 1 hour away. We have some rivers around, the trees, insects. In the night, we have the animals. We have everything. And we have the presence of us. So who are we? So with practice, you're going to understand that we are human beings. Beyond the fact that we could be female, male, small, big, we are human beings. This is the first step. So a human being is very different of a human doing. Human doing is a human that does a lot. He does a lot, he works a lot. He's always on action, running a lot. So what I discovered on my journey after 10 years of practice is that I understood now that I practiced more human being than human doing as before. And the reason of that is I discovered, and this is what you are discovering too, and this is what Breatharians bring as information, is that food that is taken every day in excess of quantity is going to make you do a lot of things. Like it will oblige you to do, because you bring the food to your system and you oblige your system to deal with the food that you bring to the system. This is why when you go Breatharian and you start even lightening your diet by going vegetarian or vegan, you start to do a bit less, or at least to choose what you're going to do with more consciousness. And this makes all the difference. Because if you start choosing what you're doing with more presence, more consciousness, you're going to be more nourished by what you are and who you are doing. So this is when you enter more the state of being instead of doing. Joy, unconditional joy, is at the heart of where everyone is heading on the journey. It means many things bring joy. If you have material expectations and they come, then it's going to produce joy. Oh, I have this, I have that. But unconditional joy comes from within, from the state of being, a state of peace, a state of consciousness that enables you to enjoy whatever you're doing and whatever you are feeling. And speaking about feelings, you're going to feel a bit more if you find the correct balance with food. I'm talking food means solid food or liquid food. If you find the correct balance and you do not exaggerate in having too much or exaggerate in having too less, not enough, then you're going to start to understand that you can find this middle way, this gentle way that will bring you to feel more happiness generally. And this, you'll understand, will be your nourishment. It's like an instant state of being present in every moment and observing that the beauty of the creation of life, that is this energy of life, that is everywhere in every atom of the universe is already in you and is everywhere around you. So you are already nourished completely by this energy. A little bit louder. So I need to bring the micro a bit closer. Thank you, Kim. So yes, I can hear my voice now. It's much louder. Uh, so you cannot take shortcuts in the expansion of consciousness and the understanding of who you are and what you are doing. You cannot go too fast or too slow. You can if you want, of course, but you will see that balance is the real key. So for you, I've practiced a very extreme journey in the beginning because when you start, you are a bit alone. You have some books, you have some videos, and you experiment. So you're going to hear, you're going to try what people have tried, and you're going to take information, but sometimes the information is old information. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Because Breatharians, they all have always existed in humanity, in all civilizations, but the history and what we have as knowledge from them is an old knowledge. So what you want is to have the last update. And this is why you're here, is to listen to all the people. I'm the first, but there are going to be many others. We're going to be 36 speakers, 3 speakers a day, bringing for you their experience year after year with new updates. And this is very, very precious. So we have a Pranic center here, and we facilitate people. So we have a good practice now since 7 years. And to make it very simple, I just wanted to let you know that now we have been testing many different protocols to start the journey for people to have a first initiation, a first taste of the journey. But now we understand that the first step on the journey is very important, but all the other steps are going to be, we are talking about years of transition. It's going to take a lot of time for your body, your cellular body, the intelligence of your genes, of the atoms, understand what you want from them. So the example that we give is very simple. If you don't know how to swim and you throw yourself in the water, you're putting yourself in danger. But if you ask someone to teach you, to learn you how to swim, you're going to learn how to swim. It's going to take weeks, months, years, but then you'll be able to swim and to swim in any water. And you will be able to learn then to swim in the ocean with the waves. And slowly, slowly, you're going to build up this knowledge with your body and the consciousness that is needed to understand how everything works with you in this new lifestyle, because it is literally a new lifestyle. So now in our process, what we do is we bring people to have a first pranic experience from solidity to liquidity with calories. We call it the middle way. When the body is stable with liquids, with calories, meaning juices, we use honey, we use even soups in the evening, depending on the season. Milks, any types of milks. We use a lot of different types of liquids for everyone to find their own sustainment through the liquids. So this is the first step for us, that we discovered that people can bring back in their lifestyle, in their homes, because this is the true challenge. It's going to be very easy if you do it with the group, with the facilitator the first time, but then when you're going to go back to family, to your social life, to your work, to your field of life, then the challenges will be coming very, very tough. This is why we say food is not a problem. Enjoy food under all the aspects, because this is a state of abundance. For me now, it's 1 month and a half. I didn't touch solid food. I'm on liquid food. And my body weight is stable, my energy is stable, I feel great. But it took me years because I had a lot of attachment, memories of my past life with food, gatherings with family. These memories take a lot of time to transmute, to transcend, to change. So we're talking about years. As I said, you cannot rush. You cannot go quick. You cannot say, I'm going to do 9 days and become Breatharian, or 21 days, I'm going to become Breatharian. What you're going to do is you're going to manifest the potential. The facilitator is going to make you understand that, yes, it is working. But it's going to take more time than 9 days, 21 days, or any amount of days. Because you need to see how it's going to work in your life when you are going to be invited. So this is why we say the middle way is about having the freedom to have solid food and enjoying liquid food. We call it also hybrid state. Until you take decisions with your life that correspond to what you expect. It's like you decide to stop alcohol because you say alcohol is not bringing me anymore. So the same for solid food. For me, it's not bringing me anymore. I can, of course, but I know what is going to happen afterwards. And that knowledge is the foundation of your pranic journey. This is why don't worry if after your process you go back on solid food. Everything is perfect from the point of view of life. What you're doing is needed. If you do it, it is needed. And so you go back to solid food to make sure to understand what you're going to gain or lose, all the flavors of the mastication, all the memories. So this is going to happen for years. The transition is literally going to take minimum 1 year and can take up to 3 or 4 years. Because you want to see yourself in a year cycle. All the seasons, all the months, your birthday, Christmas, all the happenings, festivities. You want to see how you're going to live this first year. And you'll see that every month the food will change, the memory will change, you will have temptations. There's a lot of information you are not aware that needs to come to awareness. This is why it's literally an awakening process, to increase consciousness and to stay with this consciousness. It's called a full consciousness, pleine conscience in French. So there are many ways to raise consciousness. You can do many techniques all around, meditation. You can use all the tools on the journey. But you'll see that what I discovered on my journey is the tool of pranic living and Breatharian is a very good tool to expand consciousness and to bring joy from within. The joy is your atoms, your cells that are breathing. They don't have so much work to do anymore. They're not. There's no more tribulation to digest so much, to clean so much. Your organs are functioning perfectly and they're not swollen. Your digestive tract is nicely breathing, and you're still digesting refined energy. So to understand that, you need to still practice everything. You keep your life as it is and slowly you practice. The same way you're going to practice swimming. You cannot expect to learn how to swim in 9 days. There are many ways of swimming. On the back, on the tummy, underwater. So the same with Breatharian. It has to be a gentle and a soft process. So this was the first introduction. I'm going to ask Morgan if we have some questions on chat. Starting. 1 minute, she said. Okay, if there are any questions, you can start interrupting me if you want.
Excellent. Yes, we have a question. Is there, sorry, 1 moment. Audio online. So for online questions, we've had a couple. Is there one best way to become pranic?
So the question is, is the best way to become pranic? So what we say when people ask this is, you need to build your own best way. It means that there's not one best way for everyone. But there are some basic guidelines that I talked about right now, but that I'm going to speak again, is you want to have a safe journey. So you must understand the difference between fasting and pranic living. Fasting is a technique that is used to lose weight, to heal very quickly, or for spiritual purpose. It has a beginning and it has an end. And there are many different ways of fasting that should be adapted. Many different ways of fasting that are adapted to the protocol. But pranic living is very different. You start a journey to change your nourishment in a very gentle and sustainable way. You start and you want it not to stop. So you cannot, for example, start dry. You're going to lose weight. If your weight is dropping, your body is an extension of your consciousness. Your body is so precious. It has been created literally by your consciousness, by who we are, by our spirit. So you need to take the most attention. If you see your body mass losing, this is fasting. Body mass weight dropping, this is fasting. sooner or later, you're going to have trouble. And when trouble will come, you will go back on food on a starvation mode. And then you're going to eat a lot. And you're going to say, oh, I'm not a breatharian. So to have a safe journey, understand that on the journey of consciousness, you need to understand. You go in the water, you swim, you go on the ground, you walk. And then you go back swimming, and then you go back on the ground. You must experience in a safe way, and you must adapt to who you are. So you need to listen to all the information. If you listen to more people, so now you're starting with me, of course, but you have to listen to others. And then you have to go on the earth, and you need to take your own information and to feel what resonates with you, how you want to start. And the start is only the beginning, huh? Then you have the development of the journey. My first process in 2012 was the process of that Just Maureen described in her book. That was written, now we are in 2022, was written in 30 years ago, I think, in the 92. And so I did this, she says, she invites people to be ready and prepared, of course. I was feeling I was ready and prepared. But the 7 days that she invites to do on a dry, so without water, without food, I did, and it was not easy for me. And I thought I was prepared. I did martial arts. I was ready, and but I understood it could be dangerous. And you don't need to go so tough on yourself in the beginning. This is why in our Pranic center, we start with gentleness. So the answer I can give is to start slowly, slowly. If you want to learn one day to learn, if you want to run a marathon one day, you need to first run 1 mile. Because you need to build the muscles, the body, the breath, the bones, the consciousness that are going to enable you to bring your body and your spirit to run 42 kilometers for a marathon. So the same for Breatharian. We know there are humans. We call them. We have these levels: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So level 4 are the Breatharians that drink very little, some water, a tea, maybe 1 coffee a day, or some nothing at all for years. But these are very rare humans. 1 out of 10 million, maybe. So you must know they exist, and this is why you're here, probably. But you cannot copy them from a day to another. And there are the other Breatharians like me that are only on liquids, or sometimes once a month, once a week, or maybe twice a week, they have some solid food. Level 3. Level 2, most of the people here are level 2 Breatharians. Because when you practice a change of your diet from 3 times a day eating everything, you change to become vegetarian, vegan, you do intermittent fasting, you do fasting, you eat once a day, you eat differently, you do a pranic experience. It means prana means energy. So you're doing a change in your energy body. And this is going to raise consciousness. This is why there are so many benefits to change your diet and eat healthier food. To lighten up your diet, you will have the healing happening. We know, scientists know how autophagy brings cellular regeneration to the body, just with fasting. So when you practice this lifestyle, it should be called eternal fasting, but we call it Breatharianism, Pranic living. Or autonomy also. There are different names that are coming up, new names that are coming, and so level one Breatharians, or some of you maybe level one, they don't know about the topic. They have not done anything to change their diet, and they are here to take information, to understand how to do the first step. And the level zero, basically, they can't be here. Because if you're here, you're at least level one. So these levels are not, it's not a competition. I'm very happy to be level 3. I have no intention to raise to level 4. If the universe brings me this information that I can do it, and if I feel that it brings me joy, and it doesn't change my being, then I will go naturally. It has to be effortless journey. If you think you are struggling with tribulation, your privation or suffering, something is wrong. It has to be an effortless journey. And if you doubt, go and have some food. And you will understand after. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Nicolas. We have one more question if you'd like to answer. Okay. Online, we have Lucien who wants to know, is it more difficult to be breatharian when you live in a city?
So during the transition phase, everything will be a bit more difficult because you are in the change. So you will feel that many techniques are nourishing you. You will feel that nature is nourishing you. But when the transition is finished, wherever you are in the universe, even if you're alone on Mars or the moon, you'll be in your joy and in your power. I could sign up to go to Mars. I could go to see NASA and say, and I sent an email this year because they are looking for ideas how to make humans live on Mars. I said, hey, use Breatharian, I could go there. Yes, it's something that enters my possibility field now. So I could be anywhere. There are Breatharians level 4. I have a friend, Henri Montfort. He's a famous French Breatharian. He's in a city. He never went to the woods, or he goes like everyone to nature, but he lives in the city. There are many Breatharians living in the city. Not good memories of your habits. This is the only problem is there. So you need to learn how to be gentle with. Oh. So the resistance is caused by the memories and of your body. Not only the movements, but also the habits of your organs, of all your cells and your atoms. So, but when the transition will be done, whatever you were doing, you will do again, but everything will have changed. If you were cutting wood before, you will be cutting wood afterwards, but you'll be in more joy. Your inner being will be like a child. You'll be completely renewed. You will be maybe, yes, I have a new body available. 20 years ago, what I do now, I could not do. This year, I went to cut wood in the forest in winter, like a woodman, on a very steep slope, and then throwing the logs down. And I was like a child playing around. So transition phase, say that is done, you will be like butterfly. Transition is the cocoon, and then you enter the state of being, pranic living, the butterfly, a lot of freedom, a lot of joy, and a lot of love, unconditional love. So joy is not laughing and being high. Joy is the open space in your atoms, in your cells, to have the capacity, energetical capacity, to embrace and to welcome the problems that are always arising in your life and around you. You're going to start resolving problems because this is what we are made for. We're made to help and to share and to resolve what needs to be resolved. The resolution starts from inside of you. And then when it's done, you can expand the resolution outside of you. So it's literally pure order. Disorder, order. Thank you.